Oh, 2001, take me back to that day. And the perfect man to be joining me in the commentary box of the Aussie racing cars is Junior Johnson himself. What was going through your mind when you were standing nice and dry in the garage watching that unfold?
Well, I was glad that bloke wasn't running at me to start with. But, you know, it was actually one of those situations where, you know, you're in the lead, and then I was standing there watching him. You saw him spin off there into turn 4 when it was wet. You think you've lost the race. He comes across the start-finish line, goes off again in the sand trap. But then, you know, before Russell came around, I think it was 6 seconds before he crossed that start-finish line to get that next lap in, they red flagged the race and went back a lap, and we were leading at that point, and you know, it was all over from there.
I'll tell you what, that was the plumber's crack scene around the world. That bloke when he came in there to annoy Paul Radisich. Aussie racing car action. This guy, Kel Tresidder, converted pole position to his first ever race win yesterday, and he will be starting on pole position. We're going to send him on out in 2, 1, out they go, and we caught up with Kel Tresidder after he took that win yesterday.
In race 1, Kel Tresidder, an awesome result in race 1. Can you back it up here?
Oh, look, I hope so. I mean, it's going to be obviously another hard one. I got a great start in race 1, which obviously the cars behind, you know, fighting away, and slipstream's so crucial here that it's not hard to fall back into that pack of cars behind. So great race 1, absolutely, and looking forward to race 2.
And as you say, a place like this, you can go 4 wide and brake quite late, so it's quite great racing generally.
Oh, it is. I mean, there's plenty of passing opportunity. That's the beauty about this place, especially in Aussie cars. They're so small, and you can go 2 by 2 or 3 by sort of into the corners, and it's absolutely crazy racing. But looking forward to race 2, and hopefully we show that same speed again.
One of the most professional teams getting around anywhere in the support categories. Fantastic to see Team Navy strongly represented with Kel Tresidder, a Queenslander. Much warmer conditions and sunnier conditions that we saw back in 2001 on that great flood of the Queensland 500. Hopefully no crowd invasions down in the sand trap across the day. This will be a 13-lap race. We only got 12 laps in yesterday. And Junior, this is how they'll line up with the race 1 winner on pole alongside the reigning champ. So it's vital that Brendan Pingle really wins that race down to turn 1.
Yeah, it is. The start's really important here. Obviously, him, Woods, Duckworth, Ubergang, Trent Young, they were all battling there. And just gave Kel Tresidder that little gap there. Adrian Flack, I spoke to after that race yesterday, did have a problem, lost a lot of power in that car mid-race. Hopefully he's got that fixed today.
Got some big names to watch out for back there, like Ben Walsh, like you were saying. They've been doing work overnight on that car to get it ready. And Ian Shivers, they've had to pretty much fix the chassis mounts for where the control arms sit on the front end of that car. So that's why he missed the entire race yesterday. They were pretty much welding that thing back together. Onboards to watch out for. We've got a couple, including Grant Ludby, who we're just looking over the shoulder of right now. He's got the sunnies back on, visor up. And this guy who's lost over 40 kilos to shave off some weight and get ready. He took the surgical option instead of the plus fitness option on that one. But hey, anyway.
Might have to go and talk to him.
No, he was saying, I was hyping him up in the pits earlier saying congratulations. He's like, no, I took the easy path.
Oh, there's no easy path in losing weight, I can guarantee you that, speaking from experience. So well done to him, and it's certainly going to help him in these cars because power to weight ratio in these cars is very, very important.
Chad Nailon and Stephen Johnson here for the second race of the Aussie racing cars. Happy to say for our viewers watching on along at home on Fox Sports that we've got 11-year-old Jet Johnson hanging in the commentary box alongside us watching on today as well. Looking forward to seeing him rise up from karting through the ranks, Steve. Good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks. It's, my wallet's already a lot lighter.
He's only 4 years away from this category.
yeah, don't remind me.
Charlotte Pointing at the back, speaking of kart racers who have made the move in their teenage years into this category. Fantastic to have her and plenty of other female racers in this class. And her sponsors were absolutely thrilled to get a bit of airtime yesterday on Fox, and we hope to see her pushing through the field in this race. Watch out for Ben Walsh. Did a lot of work overnight, changing shocks and everything else in that car to get it ready for this one. Starting out of P25, I would hazard a guess he can make it inside the top 10. Full brake change on that car as well. He thinks it's worth a good second.
Yeah. Well, as we know, these cars here, it's very important this weekend to be consistent because it's an overall weekend, not just race by race. So he can still get some good points as we're getting ready for the start.
And very even jump off the front row. Windy conditions. Duckworth, the guy that got a real cracker of a start out of the outside of the second row. He might just have a shot at the lead down at turn 1. Not quite. We knew that Pingle needed to win this race through the opening couple of corners. He's got half a nose in front one. Can he close the line at turn 2?
Yes,
he does. Great start by the champ. Needed that one.
Was always going to be a little bit better on that left-hand side of the track, or the right-hand as we were looking at it from the camera, being the cleaner part of the racetrack. Kel Tresidder was on the dirty side of the road. There's already been some qualifying sessions out there, so the track is getting a little bit dirty. But as we saw yesterday, 2 by 2 coming down into turn 3.
Tresidder has just waltzed back to the lead. All in a day's work. Kel was just so confident in this car this weekend, but Pingle is using that slipstream. Kel's got that car on the outside of the circuit, so he's leaving the door open if Pingle's confident enough to step through. But look at that. Just corner by corner, he seems to get a car length or 2 through each turn.
I was chatting to Kel this morning, actually, when I arrived at the track. I saw him there. He obviously being a karter and seeing Jet race, and obviously had a good chat to Jet this morning, which Jet was really pumped about. And he was talking about his car, and we were speaking yesterday about how loose these cars look. They look really slide in the back end. Kel was worried today as the V8 supercars and obviously the Dunlop series were out, the track's starting to grip up. His car is starting to sit a little bit flat, and when it doesn't slide around like that, they're actually slow off the corner. Very similar to a go-kart. If they're too grippy, they're a lot slower. So Kel was worried about trying to loosen this car up, get that car tuned into the track conditions as they evolve over the weekend. But, you know, he had a really good run yesterday, has got the smaller air restrictors in this race because of obviously his race win yesterday. A little bit of a, I guess what you call a parity system, yeah. But, you know, he was really looking forward to getting back out there and seeing what he could do with his car. Jet gave him a few tips this morning on what he could do to loosen his car up, so hopefully they work.
Under brakes, we go on board with Sean Rose. He's getting this car hustled through turn 3. Engine change for this car overnight.
We saw, I noticed when I looked into Adrian Flack's car, Ubergang there, just little left front lockup. There was oil all over the inside of Adrian Flack's car when I walked past it yesterday, and he's got an actual tachometer, like an oil style tachometer reader up on the dash, and it looked like a fitting come loose in the back of that. So it was, not only was his car getting a bit slower and slower, but it was spraying oil all over the inside of his car, plus his battery came loose inside the car too. So he had it all going on yesterday.
He had a day to forget. Adrian Flack fell back to 11th in that race. At the moment he's up to 9th, so he's picking up a few spots. Not seeing Walsh's name pop up too high yet as they go side by side through one. It's a maximum commitment part of the track, and they make a little bit of contact, but Ubergang has wrestled his way back through. Oh, we've got one of the Hertz cars facing oncoming traffic down the main straight.
I noticed these cars here coming out of turn 6 from where I can see in our commentary box there. They were 3 wide coming out of turn 6.
Oh, now they're 4 wide. Look at this. This is amazing. I remember watching an Indy Lights race that finished 4 wide at Indy once. That was similar, watching these guys sideways around the top. It's not the quickest way through that part of the track for Ludby, I think that was. We go on board with him now, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Clues was a big winner there. Although back on the inside. Oh, here we go. It was Young getting back up the inside there of Clues. You can see Adrian Flack there in the car number 20. Here's a replay coming onto the straight. We can see 3 wide here. This is what I saw.
All right, so it's Griffith in the middle.
Maybe they didn't give each other enough room.
Oops. Oh, this could be a big hit, this one. Oh.
Square side on hit, so you know, hopefully it's not too badly damaged.
This is a 4 wide. A couple of teammates in the mix. Locking tyres for Clues. Ludby was always going to get hung out to dry there. Great shot.
Yeah,
cool on board.
A little bit deep under brakes there, and was able to not able to get to that apex. Another replay here.
Turn 2.
Oh.
Oops, that's a fast slide. Clark this time hooking it round, and Emma just lets it roll back. Saw that yesterday, I think, with that car as well. So back on the loud pedal, Kel Tresidder. Fastest lap of the race, trying to convert a pole and 2 race wins in this one. Reverse grid and handicap race 3 will test him later on today.
He's just pulled out a 1.2 second lead as well. So not only has he passed Pingle there, which we saw, he's actually been able to gap him a little bit. So he's obviously still got some speed in that car with those small restrictors in. You can just see him, nice little slot off.
Giving Adams a wave. That was Troy Adams on the right-hand side. Sean Rose says g'day. Oh no, that's Wilcox. Gonski down at turn 4. You were caught up in an almighty Dunlop Series crash on this corner once.
Thanks for reminding me about that.
That was a fair old shunt.
It was, yes.
Thankfully, this is just one car around and back into action. The leaders, man, no one can keep up with Kel at the moment. He's got a bit of a league of his own.
He was a little bit worried after the race yesterday, as we get a replay here of this incident. We were on board with Rose there at the back in that Redcliffe wrecking car.
Oh.
Just see there, it all just seemed to prop up.
There was half a gap in front of him and it disappeared. That was the problem there. Zach Best trying to come across and cover the inside line, and Wilcox kind of got pinched in the middle. A bit unfortunate. But not a lot you can really do about that one.
Well, luckily, everybody there behind has seen him, so able to miss him, and he can get back going in the race again. We're back on board with Cludby here. He's dropped back a little bit. He's back into 8th. But he's still up with Duckworth, Flack and Young, all the quick guys. They can all go together and move forward. One thing I can guarantee you, we're on lap 5 of 13, and this will not be the finishing order.
Maybe the front two, but this little battle pack raging for the minors. Well, anyone's guess how this is going to finish up. They've been racing each other very hard through the top 3 this weekend.
Just see how smooth he is on the throttle. A little bit of oversteer there. Up another gear. You can actually just see down the left-hand side, just below the steering wheel there, the little red light come on, his shift light. Ooh. Up to the next gear.
It's Duckworth ahead of him, who fancied a shot at Adrian Flack down there at turn 1, but the teenager thought better of it. I shared a go-kart with James Duckworth once in a 2-hour enduro. We finished multiple laps down, and it wasn't because of his efforts. He's a very talented young teenager leading this championship at the moment. James Abella was part of that team.
Did he give you any driving tips?
Yeah, don't drive again. I think that's the tip. Stay out of my go-karts.
Chad's doing the minimum drive time possible.
I did actually, and I fell out of the kart as well.
This is getting close now too. This is back down a little bit here with Tucker Best.
Haber, Rose is a busy little battle pack. And they're all queued up behind Tucker in the number 4. There it is, confirmation of the 5 guys here brawling over the last spot inside the top 10. Go on board with Sean Rose. Got the perfect seat for this one. Confined little workspace, the little Aussie racing cars.
And amongst the battle pack here.
Look at the slipstreaming. Oh.
Well, you can just hear there was no engine revs going down. While the one gear there, the rear's locked up, he was able to get that unlocked. Back down another gear for the last corner. We saw a lot of that in practice actually, where they were having a lot of rear locking issues, especially here into turn 1 and heading wide, missing that apex, and eventually just see how much they're having to work over there. It is still quite bumpy down into turn 1, and
this is a dogfight.
Oh, you can see there's someone here on his inside as well. He's able to get it back there to that apex.
That should have been Harley Haber sticking his nose into the action, and now we'll approach a good 200 k's an hour down the back straight. They're all sitting on the defensive side. Rose fancies a shot to the top. Oh man, that was close quarters with Blake Shiveris.
Very great racing. Oh, a little bit wide again. Now you'll notice now, in the past we've actually seen them bump drafting down the straights, and that's actually not allowed now. So I think it's changed. It's certainly changed the racing a lot, and it's really made the guys, instead of trying to push each other, as we can see a big move up the inside there, little touch. It's really made the racing a little bit different now, where they can't actually bump draft each other and push each other past cars in front, or help each other catch that lead car if they do get a little break. So
that was a legacy of the great flat crash of 2015 at Bathurst.
And here we go, 3 wide again. The outside's generally not the best way around, but it could work here.
Oh, they're going to lock wheels here. Oh, no, and Rose spins out all on his lonesome. And with the onboard camera, we'll have no issue in depicting this one. Oh, and Harley Haber pulls off too.
Yeah.
Now, was there more to this? Haber pulls into it. Look at the wind and the dust in the background. There's another one around at the top.
Yep.
You can see that one out the window. It's one of the Western Sydney cars, is it?
Yeah, it is.
And there's the 21 pulled up with smoke pouring out the front.
Yeah, it was Grant Thompson there. It also spun at turn 6.
Okay, what's happened here? Let's pull this back a few corners to try and unlock what on earth happened.
Big move here under brakes.
So that's Shibboleth to the inside of Best. Best, another one of the teenagers. There was a bit of contact there. This was brewing, wasn't it? It was going on for a few laps. You had the feeling it was going to kick off. Yeah. Best taking the high line. That was brave and impressive. And then in the background, we'll see Rose.
You can see there, Rose, just too early on the throttle there.
And then Haber just pulls up in sympathy.
Yeah.
Oh, not a bad.
Just to rub salt into the wound. Sorry, Sean.
Everyone watch Sean spin out.
Well, he certainly didn't get off the throttle, did he?
He was going to have a crack at catching it. Keep it pinned and let's see what happens.
It's very NASCAR style like there.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's keep the boot into it and see if we can drive out of it. If in doubt, power out. It doesn't usually work, does it?
Works in rally. There was 3 crashes in the one corner then.
See there, Cal Tresidder and Pingle there, 1, 2. This is the battle for third. Massive battle now. Woods, Ubergang, Young, Duckworth, Flack.
There's only one thing you can do. It's park it on the right-hand side of turn 3. And so if you want it, you can go the long way. Ubergang fancies a chance of doing that, actually, and uses the top to good effect. Lovely move. We'll have the inside here.
Adam's definitely not short of bravery, and we know that for a fact. He'll have a go anywhere, and that's the great thing about these guys. They really put it all on the line.
Good old-fashioned braking duel at 4. Oh, Adam, that was a little bit dirty.
Just ran him out of road a little bit there.
Oh, and Duckworth comes through and gives Woods another one to go on with. 4 spots and 2 corners.
You know what? He can still come back from there, though.
We'll keep that in the memory bank, though. It's not illegal, but it's dirty pull.
That's the thing about race drivers. We seem to have selective memory. We're quite good at remembering when someone's assisted us off the track. But I'm not really good at remembering what I need to get for groceries from my wife. So I don't know why that is.
Now it's Young's chance to see if he can spring one on Ubergang.
Still a little bit loose there. Still quite wide coming out of turn 1, aren't they? Here's Flack up the inside.
Ooh.
That was quite tight.
Camaro versus
he's still
Nissan.
sideways.
That's good racing, boys.
And look at that. They left each other room.
Awesome stuff. And Woods will buy into this as a result. Duckworth says, I'll shotgun the inside. Woods will try
Here comes Woods.
The Ubergang line here at turn 3. Whoops.
There's Flack. Just getting a run out of the corner, trying to get back. Up, going to follow Woods now, swapping sides.
We've picked well for our onboard cameras this week. We've got them right in the battles. This battle for third continues. Ubergang locking that left front. When the weight comes off that tyre, it locks up, and Young's worked his way nicely there.
It's got him too.
So through he goes to third. Ludby just foxing here, trying to pick his way through. Oops, they all find each other on the same line. That's 6. Duckworth kicks up a bit of dust. Ubergang's got to run back. Now, if we go side by side through turn 1, that is when you know you just don't care about the consequences anymore. Can they do it?
Oh, they're going to try.
This is good stuff. Yes, all the way to the curb. And Woods wants 3 wide now.
Woods got the run there, was able to use the whole width of the track on the entry and through the mid-corner.
Good racing.
Got a nice run here.
Good racing, side by side through turn 1.
You would always think that you'd think that where they're going there's a left-hander coming up, but that's not. It's a right-hander. Oh, Woods down the inside. There's no room there.
And he owes Ubergang one here. And he'll just watch Ubergang slide up. And Young goes all the way to the top.
And they're 3 wide on the exit of turn 3.
And Duckworth covers them both off. But it's not over yet. This is brewing. It's been formation driving for a while. But as we edge closer to the finish...
Oh, there's a touch there. Flack and Ubergang, just a tiny touch into turn 4.
Ludby needs to get a part of this. He's being too cautious. Get in there.
Oh, I think he might be biding his time. I think he might think that there's something going to happen here before the end of the race. We believe this will go time certain, so the next lap could very well be the last.
So don't hold back now. You've got a good 3 odd Ks to figure this all out. Traffic for the leaders, and this battle for the 3rd, 4th, and the rest, I guess, is now officially on its last lap. Woods with a little bit of breathing room as well.
Yeah, it's got a little bit there, but you've got 3 or 4 cars behind him, line astern. That can really make a charge down the straight if they can get a good run out of turn 2.
Well, Duckworth's got a great run out of 2. And they all disappear into
Woods is
line
not really
astern action.
blocking. Oh, he's starting to move across.
And now he is. He's well and truly over to the right-hand side, and Duckworth is given no other option but to try the top. There's no grip up there. Woods survives that one. Now Ludby buys into it. Here he goes, side by side with Flack. But he'll be on the wrong side at the next corner, so it's advantage Flack. They shift gears at the exact same time.
Ubergang's even been locking that left front every lap into turn 4.
We've seen that before, that move. Ubergang gets him at 4, and then Young gets him back. Tresidder, he'll be enjoying watching this race back on Fox Motorsport, I reckon, because...
Well, he won't see much of himself.
He hasn't seen anything else. Maybe he watched on the big screens as it was going on, because he has dominated this one. He's led every session and every lap. And I feel like, just like yesterday, he doesn't even realise that the checkers came out because it's come out a lap early on him. And that was good stuff. The battle for 3rd was a doozy.
Woods getting there in the end.
And they're all, I think, pretty excited with what transpired over those 12 laps.
There's Ludby there, just waving to the crowd.
That was a big lead for Tresidder, 3.5 seconds in a 12-lap race.
Well, we know what's going to happen now.
He's going to go to the back for race 3. That is one not to be missed later, because we're going to flip him, invert him, and handicap them. Tresidder gets the win comfortably from the reigning champ. Duckworth won that battle of the mind, so he picked up Woods right at the end. Trent Young got the better of Adam Ubergang over the page. Shipper has dropped back outside the top 10. Benny Walsh went from 25th to 19th, so it's still not quite where he wants to be. He's got a few more spots to make up yet. Charlotte Pointing back down in 22nd position. Emma Clark, we saw her have that spin in 30th, and Ian Shivers, after the work overnight, that car is still not quite right.